cytotechnologist and program director at Old Dominion University in Norfolk, Virginia. I began my career in 1984 when I picked up a brochure at the College of Charleston in Charleston, South Carolina, and I saw these beautiful pictures of cells, and I loved science, so I immediately made an appointment at MUSC, the Medical University of South Carolina, with one of the instructors, and I remember her name was Pat. And the first time I saw squamous cells under the microscope, I was just drawn to the colors and the beautiful cells. And so the rest is history. I became a cytotechnologist in 1985. Miss Ann Clark was one of the pioneers in cytology, and she was one of our instructors. Later on, my life took me to Norfolk, Virginia, where I started teaching. I had always had the desire to teach, and I started out as an adjunct. I became a program director later on, and then I moved away and raised a family, and I came back in 2016 when my son went away to college. I think the best experiences I have had are working in a university hospital. I love going on procedures and seeing the patients there. Sometimes our interaction with the patient is very important. We have to have compassion for them because sometimes they're coming back and they have a reoccurrent cancer. They're very worried. So it's our job to kind of calm them down and to be very professional. Our interaction with clinicians and radiologists and ultrasound technologists, all of those people play an important role in the final diagnosis, including the rest of the laboratory, which is medical laboratory scientists. One of the best experiences I have had in cytology is teaching, and I always tell my students, show a little humility. If you are sitting at the microscope and you have a rare tumor or something you haven't seen in a while, don't be intimidated. Get the book out. People do it every day. Go to another cytotech, or if your cytopath is not too busy, knock on his door. That's one of the things I loved about working in Charleston. Dr. Young was the cytopathology director at the time, and if I had a difficult case and he was in his office, he was always willing to look at it with me. One thing about cytotechnology is it is a great field for learning. You're constantly learning. And I know that I'm getting towards the end of my career, but I hope I have a few good years left. So it's been a great ride.
I am a cytologist and my name is Loredana Alasio. I live in Milan, which is a dynamic and nice city in the north of Italy. Until 2005, I worked at the pathology department of the National Cancer Institute of Milan, directed by Professor Ilke, who was my first teacher. Now I work as cytologist consultant at the San Raffaele Hospital, and I teach cytology to training pathologists at Humanitas University. Really, cytology played an important role in my life, and thanks to this job I had the opportunity to exchange very exciting experiences with several national and international cytologists and expert pathologists who have made cytopathology great and important also for the patient's management. Despite the impact of the transition in cervical cancer screening from cytology to HPV test on the laboratory's workload and on the cytologist's work, the cytopathology has found new frontiers. The progresses in cytology can continue and can be more motivated and reliable. We already know that the new life of cytology is in the integration with molecular diagnostic cytology, with digital pathology and laboratory automation. In this moment and for this purpose, it is essential to create courses on cytopathology with updated programs following new guidelines. The teachers must become mentors of their students and be able to convey the passion for this type of work and to increase their skills. It is easy to convince oneself that the advanced cytology education is the gold standard for the future. The advanced education is necessary for cytologists, but also for pathologists. We don't forget that the cytological diagnosis of the disease is a medical act.